the camera at some point because the sun. I can't do sun like that. And, you know, the world turns. So we got to keep it moving. All right, so we're going to get into part 2 here. I don't want to start with the shady stuff yet because I don't think we have a complete look at it just yet. So, what did I just do with the... Hold on. Oh, you're dead. Yeah, my lighter is almost dead. Hey, lovey. Ooh, I hope your mood does get better, sweetie, because, ooh. I need my lighter to not die. It's about to. It's on 1 dot. Please turn back. The sun is in my eyes. I had the umbrella bent towards the sun, and the umbrella decided to spin around. Turn back, sweetie. Yes, I talk to inanimate objects. Alrighty. Hopefully that'll keep the mosquitoes at bay. Oh, there is a possibility right there. 1 second. There's a stump, so that might stop the thing from flailing. All right, perfecto. Perfecto. As long as the wind doesn't blow, we're good. Okay, I already lit one. Oh my gosh. Hey, sis. Girl, listen. I would have taken 4 Advil by now. I don't do migraines. I can't. They will take me out for the whole day. The whole day and then some. I do 800 milligrams. If it's really bad, like if I catch it too late, I do 5. Hello. All right, I want to try to get this. I want to see a little bit more before we get into Nyx. And then, of course, my friend came. Hey, girl. You hear her singing now? This is interesting. This is very interesting. You should be able to see this on the replay. Oh, there we are. And the energy underneath this that just came out is the temperance, so the imbalance here, but the justice. That's so interesting. I always pray that I do not read this as Hope Core type of stuff, you know, because I'm still a baby reader for the most part. I read mostly by intuition and pictures. Don't necessarily read by the cards themselves. So I always make sure, yeah, like, I'm like, please don't let me be like Hope Coring this thing. But I'm not reading the doom everybody else is reading. Hey, Tabby, like, I just don't read the doom. I don't see the doom. You know, like, when things were bad, I talked about it, right? Like, hey, be careful, pay attention, you know. There is a way that this could end up this way or that way. But I don't see the doom that everyone else is getting, seeing, whatever. I just don't. Maybe my timeline is just different. I don't have the anxiety I used to have. I mean, I need to stop biting my nails, but I do not get it. I don't get it like everybody else. All right, because here's the 7 of Pentacles. Now, you know, in my other deck, this is the one where the pentacles are in the oven. Something long awaited is finally ready to be checked to see if it's done. And what followed it? The Queen of Cups. Y'all know the Queen of Cups is the Lotus card for me. I'm like, something's almost done. And she follows right behind. Emotional stability follows right behind. Am I crazy here? Thank you, love. I have to put a tie on it. It's really big. I got it at the Dollar Tree, and I was like, oh, it matches. And then the Hierophant upside down. Hey Carly, like, I'm not trying to read this in Hope Core, but something that's been long awaited, followed by our Lotus card, followed by the government in the upside down. Bro, how would you read it? Literally, how would you read it? Hey, Ladybug, how would you read it? And then Fire Horse. How would you read it? Okay, Carly, you on the chill levels with me. Okay, you're on the chills level with me. How would you read this? I'm gonna repeat it again. Something long awaited. You see that? Long-term vision, investment, patience, perseverance, waiting. Something long awaited. Followed by emotional stability. We've been through emotional damage. Now we have emotional stability. We have Mama Lotus. Oh, and I know y'all caught the fact that hubby said in 2028. I know you caught that part, right? I'll be doing it tomorrow. I'll be doing my April 1 tomorrow. I know you caught that, right? I know you caught hubby said in 2028. He said, Kamala sent me blah, 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 blah in 2028. And I was like, wait, run that back? What did you just say? Did you really just say in 2028? Because you know, there is going to be there has to be a transition. Because the way we messed up before is after Andrew Jackson pulled a Trump, right? After Andrew Jackson pulled a Trump, I won't even say it the other way around, because at this point, right? Andrew Jackson, homeboy's favorite president, pulled a Trump. He sent the native indigenous peoples to Trail of Tears because Georgia had a small gold rush and because hatred and racism, right? So he did that, and he was like, I'm going to ruin the financial sector, because that's ended up what he did. He didn't say he was going to do that, but he did, because he was such a shitty ass president. I can't believe we put this man on money. Oh, he's on the $2 bill. That's probably why he's on the $2 bill. He was a horrible president. And he pretty much bankrupt the country to the point where we actually had a third party win. The Wiggers. Or was it the Quakers? The Wiggers. The Wiggers. I'm saying Wiggers. The Whigs. Wiggers is a Slim Shady term. Okay. We actually had a third party for the only time ever to win the presidency, because homeboy was so shitty that the economy was beneath the toilet. The economy was in the leak of the septic tank. Basically, what's happening now happened back then, right? Hold on. Then he did something else. Like, somebody tried to assassinate him too. I say tried to, because the guy walked up to him with the gun and somehow did not manage to make it work. We're talking historically speaking, by the way. This is historically speaking. You can look it up. This is not any kind of whatever. This is not That part is historically speaking. The rest of this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions based off of the pictures that I'm getting. We're going to say that, okay? But basically what I'm saying is we're in part 2 of this, right? Of what that dude did. And it was so bad that we got a third party that actually won. So to not make the same mistakes, because right after that, we ended up in World War I. Then we ended up in the shitter with the economy again, because we let capitalism do its thing, which is cancerous, malignantly cancerous to our economy, to let a certain sector of people just play all over Wall Street. And then we had the shanty houses or slumlords. Like, we had a lot of wrong going on. We had the industrial complex. We had the industrial, basically the AI is the industry era that we had, because it was Wild Wild West. They had children working, people dying in factories. It was a shit show. So I don't know when America was great that they're talking about, right? Maybe, actually, maybe, Becky. It's his favorite. I mean, like, the pictures, like, slapped behind him. It used to be. In 1.0 it was. I don't know if it is now. Or it was, like, off to the side of him or something. Because I think it was the big-ass Reagan. And then his father's picture was somewhere. I can't remember. Things are a little different in the office now. And then there was a big old Andrew picture. But anyway. And then he liked the other guy, the guy who did the 4 heads on the mountain, or something like that, because he wanted to put his head on the mountain. It was something crazy. The other president, the one that nobody knows, is it like Garfield or Morrison? I don't know. I can't remember. It's just somebody else that you were like, who? Somebody else who did shitty things. What was I saying? Okay. So I'm just saying, I think to avoid the mistakes that we made before, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. This is why we're getting another chance at this, is to learn from our mistakes. And I keep saying we and our, but, you know. I'm just going to say it, okay? I'm just going to use those words. But to learn from the mistakes. So we can't put in a president right after to clean up the shit. Like, we're really going to have a cleanup team. We're going to have a, oh yeah, Epi got that big old head like Andrew. We're gonna have to have a cleanup team, because the worst thing to do, seriously, like how Obama got by, I don't know, because George left us in some shit, but Obama managed to eke it out. Like, you know, he got Osama. That was such a big thing. And it's like, once he got Osama, it was like solid. Like, it was like, okay, we'll stick with him for the next term. Because Hillary was still there and she left, and she didn't come back for the second time. So it just doesn't make sense, because I don't know I just don't know how he eked it out. But if you had to put in a Democrat right now, like, look what happened with, hey Nicole, look at what happened with Biden. You put Biden right in after this man broke us, like, emotionally. Like, we had some serious emotional damage. Like, I literally did get PTSD after this man. Oh my God, like 2024 was such a trigger. Woo! Triggered all day. That's why I just like checked out. We can't put it right in, because like, yeah, like Biden got blamed for all the shit this man did, right? Think about it. Everybody waited, and I mean everybody, like crime syndicate type of people, everybody waited until that midterm change for them to show their ass. Russia, Izzy, like everybody waited for 22 to start showing their ass. And it was like, everybody blamed Biden for that. And it's like, how do you blame Biden for this with the little stupid ass stickers? Meanwhile, we were gaslit to say, gas needs to go up for Ukraine. No, it didn't. Those people were, again, capitalism. they're going to, I think they would slit the throat of their own mama if it helped them get paid. Like, that's just who we have as our leaders in this country. And I'm not talking about elected leaders. I'm talking about people running these corporations, therefore electing our leaders for the most part. That's why Obama, like, they're like, Obama was a plant or he was on purpose. No, Obama was the wrench, honey. He was the wrench. So they tried to do everything around him to plant and whatever. He was not ever supposed to happen. Not ever supposed to happen. AJ and Ron also, yeah, they ignored SCOTUS rulings. It was like, basically, we're literally in the rerun of the show. So, and then Obama had Biden. That is true, because Biden, I just shipped them. Like, they were a really good team. Like, they honestly, like, I think that's the best combo I've ever seen. They were, like, such a good team. And Biden had the experience. Obama had the sway and swagger and the charisma. And the diplomacy, because Biden didn't have no diplomacy. Biden was like, F you. Like, Biden is Hunter. Like, when you see Hunter talk, you're like, oh, you your daddy's son, boy. That was Biden. And it was so interesting just watching Hunter talk. But anyway, so the whole point of what I'm saying is we can't just put in another president. Like, we can't even do another Republican president, because we got so much cleaning up to do. I don't even care. Like, I do care. But, like, 2028, maybe we'll be ready for a president if we get rid of these people now and could have a transition team in for 2026 and beyond. But consider how fast time goes. I don't even think we'll be ready for 28, to be honest. We might have to just shift the numbers up and maybe make it 30 instead of like 32, but maybe make it like 30. And just change the numbers up that way. Might have to do that, you know? Yeah. He definitely had that no age giving. Listen, when I hit my 50s, like, I'm already getting there in my 40s. Like, I've already been getting there in my 40s, but I still have a little bit, I care what you think. Like, still a little residual, because I'm getting to know who I am. But in the 50s, whew, I'm gonna spend these next 3 years, like, really, really getting to know who I am. That way in the 50s, you can't tell me anything. You can't tell me anything. Yeah, I'm thinking it can't be 32. It would have to be like 30. So I don't think we'll be ready in 28 to transition over, because they've destroyed everything. So we have to, like, rebuild a system. And I don't think that should be something left on a president necessarily. I think it should be a whole team. I did not mind Biden's age. I honestly didn't. I really didn't. It was just, I think once he got COVID and the cancer, it took him. And then on top of that, I would also say, like, the shit show that he got left. Like, people don't understand because they weren't paying attention or didn't do politics or whatever. But, like, everything that man did, the orange one did, in his first term, came to roost in Biden's term. Like, that's not, I won't say fair, but that's not right to blame Biden for stuff he could not undo from 1.0, such as the taxes and all those kinds of things. Those didn't come to pass. Like, this is what those shitty ass Republicans do. And I mean the old ones, GOP, and let me not do that, because people are like, oh my God, I miss the old Republicans. Y'all old Republicans are these same assholes. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry you don't realize that. These people let this happen. Damn, I keep biting my tongue. Are you trying to tell me to shut up? Hey, Karma. But, like, they literally let this happen. These are still the old Republicans you're talking about. Mike Pence was right there. Even your boy Mitt Romney. And I'm telling you, I did consider voting for Mitt Romney until I saw his VP. and his binder of women. I'm like, oh, you don't know women either, you know. But like I look at people to hear their policies, and that's when and then when I see who could be, like, what people don't understand is a VP is as important as the president. It is not. And then the VP only gets vetted by a couple of people. The VP never gets vetted by the people. Like, a VP is not vetted by us. Like, I think Obama's choice, for instance, of Biden was a great one because people wanted Biden too. And so him to be a VP choice, I felt like I voted for him, you know? Exactly. When he picked Sarah, I was like, oh, you lost my vote, man. And I was in a pickle because I'm like, I like Obama. He says wise things, but I don't know that much about him yet. Meanwhile, I'm like, I like McCain. Like, his energy is really good. Yes, he said the shit he said back in the day. And unfortunately, we live in the fuck area where we live in. Like, America is racist as shit. It just is the thing. So if you are over 50 years old or over 60 years old, back then, because 50, 60 years old, y'all don't have a thing for me. No, your racism's not allowed. You grew up in that. It's still there. But like, if you're like 60, 70 years old now, meaning you were 50, 60, like back then, it's not that you had an excuse, but you had an era that you grew up under. These other people, they don't have that excuse. They just have a society, and society is fully entrenched. I mean, it's the same. No, it's not. All right, anyway, I know what I'm meaning. I just can't articulate it well. My brain is still gone. But yeah, when he got Sarah, I was like, I can't deal with you. Nope, I cannot. And just on principle alone, I voted for Obama. I mean, I voted for him because I liked him, but I also voted for him on principle alone because that's what I'm saying. People don't understand. A VP is your second in command. Like, a VP is, if something happens to that dude or whoever, well, at this point so far it's been dudes. If something happens to that dude, this will be your president. I could not fathom, imagine Sarah as president. Like, are you freaking kidding me? And then when Mitt chose Eddie Haskell, or whatever his name was, I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't vote for that, you know? I couldn't justify that, you know? And like I said, I voted for Bernie in the primary over Hillary. What was that, 2016? I did, because I liked Bernie. And it wasn't that I didn't like Hillary. I was never people like that. I didn't believe in that Hillary and all that shit. Like, I'm not a stupid person. I don't believe in stuff like that. But I just like Bernie better. But then when I saw Bernie's blue MAGAs, basically, on Twitter afterwards, I regretted that vote so seriously. I'm like, I am so glad he did not win, because the rabid, spitting, foaming at the mouth red hatters he had in his group, only they carried skateboards. I'm scared of white boys. I'm sorry. I'm scared of rabid people. No. Like MLK said, the moderate or Democrat, I forgot how it goes, but it's like the white people, they still have their racism too. Like people, oh, it's classism. It's both. Actually, it's three. Like, there's so many schisms. It just is. Yeah, the bros were horrifying, and I was so glad he didn't win. I'm honestly, like, I saw it after the primary, or just before the primary ended or something, and they had like spit flying out their mouth too, and I was just like, oh my God, these guys are just as crazy. They're just as crazy. These are they're the same people. They were the same people. And Nicole, listen, I think perimenopause doesn't help. I think the no fucks given when you're fighting your body and your brain. Listen, I could fight me or I could fight you. And right now, I'm too busy fighting me. Like, I need to be cool. I need to be comfortable. I don't have time for you. It really is one of those things. Yeah, he had a lot of blue MAGAs. It was crazy. And that's the other thing is like the way they try to control us by calling us blue MAGA. Like, you don't want to do it because that'll be like looking like them. I'm like, they had nothing to back them up. We literally have data. We have evidence. We have, what do you call it? Patterns. We have criminality. Like, we're not blue MAGA. Like, we're Columbo. We are freaking Matlock. Like, we're Murder, She Wrote. Like, we're the people who see the thing. Whatever. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't want it to get too dark here. But I'm just saying, I think I'm going to have to read this the way that it's showing me. And that is the long-awaited thing is showing up. We got the Queen of Cups. And it was followed by the upside-down government. I can't read it any other kind of way. I just can't. Maybe somebody better than me can, but I can't. I can't read it any kind of way. Because then I see the fire horse, the Knight of Wands, the one who is ready to try something different, the risk-taking. But he's about action. He's like, I'm tired of waiting. Let's set this shit on fire. I'm with that. No more moderation and balance. I don't say go all out like they are. Like, I'm sorry, me and that Jen lady, we totally disagree from I-hip. Like, she doesn't understand how contradictory her messaging is. But it really is very, very contradicting. You know, she's like, we need one message that we can, you know, get to them or whatever. And it's like, see, I think the problem is, it's not necessarily that, no, don't get me wrong, Democrats do take votes for granted. But I think the problem with Democrats is they expect people to actually think. I'm sorry. Like, what, man? You're bothering me. Say it. What you need? You want to go play soccer? You can go. It feels nice. I can watch you right here. Are you trying to go all the way to the tennis court? Oh. Is there someone you can play with? Huh? Oh, no. I think they're actually in practice, babe. We'll go out tomorrow. All right? Okay. I can't stand people just standing around. It's like, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. And he knows that's what I mean. No, leave it open. That's my signal to them that I'm back here. That's my signal to them that I'm back here. I leave the gate open. But, it's hard having one kid, one boy. That's why I told him. I told his dad, I'm like, you're on father duty. The minute you come down, you're on father duty. I don't want to hear anything. You need to be in the field with him every single day. Every single day. They don't make neighborhoods like they used to. Calling school as pervy PE directors looking at their butts. And, ooh, girl, I would be telling for real. Ooh, hell no. So the fire horse is Biden. I don't get that. I don't get him as Biden. Not in this particular reading. I just get this as the collective, as like people coming to a point where they're like, burn this shit down. Like, let's just set it all on fire. Because again, if you notice, like I said, we had the temperance. It's like we're done waiting. And that was the point of what I was saying. Is like, it's time that we tip the scale a little bit. I don't agree with going all in and being like them and name calling and lying and da da da. No, hit them with the facts. But like, I'm all about make them feel stupid. Like, make them feel like they are. Like, it's real stupid to be believing this guy at this point. First of all, because he's not even alive anymore. But the fact that it's also saying like, Get out of decorum. Get out of this whole thing. It's saying, because this is where justice is. Justice doesn't happen with you waiting for it. Justice happens with you manifesting it, with you doing the work for it. So you can't be sitting here waiting on being rescued, or, oh, we have to be the opposite, the balance. No, 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 no. We need teeth. That's why, again, as I said, look at this. As I said, Texas effed up. They cost the entire nation a fighter. They cost the entire nation a fighter by choosing Tallarico over Crockett. It wasn't just a senator for them. It was a senator for the entire nation. If you want him to be a state senator within just the state part of it and not actually federal, cool. But we lost a fighter because of them. And because of moms in Iowa who donated to Tallarico because he had a softer tone. Like, are you okay. Softer tone. And then you're like, why is nobody standing up for us? Because you want softer tones. But I did just hear that there's apparently a fight club. I'm very peeved over that, Carly. Like, that's why, like, black women was like, okay, so you just said F you to us again. Got it. And it's not even so much the fact that she's a black woman. It's the fact that we listened for a whole year of people, oh, Jasmine, you need to run for president. Oh, Jasmine, when she was the only one talking. When she was the only one speaking up. She and AOC and Bernie. The only ones, while everybody else was shitting in their pants, their diapers, scared about what this man could possibly do to them. She was one of the only ones. It was like literally you could count like 3 people, like 3 to 5 people. Okay? Like she was a triple F bra, basically. Look at this. Tower and the Devil. These cards are interesting. The other one was the Ten of Swords and the Devil. And it's real interesting that the Devil's not getting shuffled. Being stuck because you're locked in with the Devil. But even Melanie wasn't as loud. I think the only other person who might have been loud was Chris. Chris was tracking from the beginning. Tracking every dollar dime spent from the beginning. That's interesting. What does 6s mean again? I know 6 is the number of man, but what does 6s mean again? Because that's very interesting. Look at the action. Those are almost similar. That's very interesting. Pentacles and water. The 2 slowest cards. The 2 slowest elements. And that's really how justice, you know, it's easy to break shit, but it's harder to read the instructions to fix it, right? It takes longer. Like you can knock over sandcastle easy. You just knock it over. But to put it back together, everything has to be the right conditions. Right. So you can literally count like five fingers or less of who was fighting in the first 6 months of this thing, who was like actually out there. Matter of fact, Marjorie joined before other Democrats, really. You know, Booker had his little 25-hour experiment and then whatever. So it's just, all right, let's get to it. What was I reading on? Okay, so that's what I was saying. I heard there's a fight club. Huh. The Emperor being burnt out. Being trapped. I heard there was a fight club. I forgot who I was just watching where they were talking about it. But they said it was Chris Warren and Chris Warren. It's a third one. I don't remember who. But they said that they are going up against Schumer. And they're saying get out. Get out or step down or don't run again. Because we're sending somebody else in. So they're baying at the moon. They're calling it out. There is being a shifting, a changing. that's happening is, you know, it's different than what that other boy is doing. That other boy, I'm sorry, the energy of that was not good. The guy from the Parkland shooting, what was his name? Not Pac-Man, but the other one, the one that was in the party. What was his name? Oh, here we go. Fudge. Is anybody burning? Because that is bobbing towards my face. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you bob towards my face. Okay. And I can't find the little canisters for my mosquito lamp. Do not come near my face. She's precious. I'm telling you, these Miami mosquitoes are something new, man. They are not responding towards normal things. Last year, I could have these coils. I can wear spray. I could be fine. This year, they still come at me. I'm sorry. Yes, the hog boy. I did not. I'm sorry. His energy, like, this is even before I was like going full in on spirituality and walking this way. It was just like something sitting right about that. It's like, how are we in March or February or April? I forgot. It was just super, super early. And you're like, time to challenge all these people for the midterm. I'm like, first of all, we're not anywhere near a midterm. We're not near a midterm. You want to fight internally when you should be fighting externally right now? Get up. Like, are you kidding me? And everybody's like, no, you have to get ready for the midterm. You dumbasses. This is why we are literally here in almost April of 2026, because everybody waited for the midterm. I don't want to laugh. I don't want to laugh. It makes me hurt. Waited for the midterm. The first protest was in April. No hands. The second protest was in June. That was the first No Kings because of his whole King's birthday, right? The second No Kings was in October. The third No Kings. March, let's walk it back. So February, January, December, November, October. 5 months ago was the last protest. Renee dies. Oh, we got a protest coming on the 22nd or something. She dies on like the 5th. And you're talking about doing a protest in 2 weeks. I'm hoping it kicks stuff up, but I don't hold any stock in it. I hope it does. I hope it works. I hope it's doing something. But it's not doing anything for anybody outside of white America, to be honest. It's not doing anything for any of us outside of white America. We've been waiting on y'all. Like, seriously, we've been like, when are you gonna get mad enough, bro? Your protests are 2 hours long. Or 3 hours long. When are you gonna get mad? You know, it's just like, I won't say more on it, because whatever it is, it is. I just won't say more on it. I just think it's just, we'll see what happens. That's all I gotta say. We'll see if it happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, literally, we have 50,000 troops over there. 50,000 troops over there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Page of Swords. This is interesting. I think you're being dishonest with yourself, right? Becky, please don't make me laugh, man. I'm sorry. The next big protest is scheduled for May 1st. A general strike. this is what they feel like. Any day now. I don't have nothing to say. But I think it's very dishonest. I think it's very dishonest to think it's enough. I think that's dishonesty. I think people are being dishonest to themselves. I think they're being very immature, hence the page. Still afraid to come out of comfort zone. I don't know how much more discomfort needs to be had to stop holding on to it. But I mean, we're pretty damn uncomfortable. And it's still to the point of, if we go out there, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. I mean, honestly, it's going to happen inevitably. But we're not trying to go out there. We're trying to keep everybody else safe. But in us trying to keep people safe, people are like, oh, you got the right idea. We don't have to do anything. Let's just gray rock them. It's like, no, actually, no, that's not the idea. The idea is we stay out the way so you don't get hurt, so that we don't get hurt, so that you can do your dollar. But instead, people are like, oh, the black people got the good idea. Stay home. What? Okay. I mean, it's like, I don't know. That's why I try not to. That's why I try not to engage in a lot of the politics these days, because it's so maddening. Like, how do you get to still have a pedophile in the office? I don't understand. I don't understand how you could have a bigger response to a mask that protects you from an invisible disease that people are falling left and right about. That 1 million lives were taken. Whether we're talking about it coming from China, manufactured, or what, none of that shit actually matters. How do you have a bigger protest over your health than you do over your life? I don't understand. I don't understand. But the truth is here, in your face. It's so here in your face. It doesn't get any bigger. It's in your face. And then, this is why I try not to think about it. I try not to think about it. Like, this is literally the protest. Okay, you protested. Now what? I don't hear the now what to it yet. I'm still not hearing the why not, like, what's next. Yeah, after Standing Rocks, yeah. Standing Rock was horrific. But you notice it didn't really happen either until he won. You notice that, right? Because those were his cronies, his friends, their tunnels, their pipeline. That didn't really happen until he won. And it bugs me because I'm like, you know, Obama was still the president at the time. But it's like, did it even make it up to him? You know? Did it even make it up to Obama? Because, again, people assume the president knows everything. They do not. Like, they're literally running an entire country and dealing with world people. Like, they don't know everything. And I don't expect them to know everything. But that said, once again, people waited until that man was in office. Or until other corrupted individuals were going to allow things to happen. That's what they waited for. And notice, it happened in the Dakotas. So, exactly. See, there's the devil, there's the hangman, there's the king of wands, and then there's the 5 of wands. It's fight, fight, fight. It's like fight, fight, fight. All right, let's get an actual reading out of here. But, like, I just watched that documentary of the indigenous guy who went to prison in like the 60s because the indigenous folks, the black folks, were fighting together. Occasionally, you know, you had some white children who were also fighting with, and that's like literally when it started to be oh, you know what, our kids are getting involved. Now it's a problem. Um, but yeah, the indigenous folks were fighting together. The black folks were fighting together. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Hispanic folks were even fighting. Um, like, and everybody's tired. Everyone is tired. Everyone is tired. And it's just like, okay, white people, what did y'all do last time, other than the kids who put themselves on the line? Y'all had a concert. Woodstock. A concert. What did Woodstock actually achieve? I don't know. Can somebody tell me? I'm curious now. What did Woodstock actually achieve? Because of his investments, he's denying petro. Oh, okay. What did Woodstock actually achieve? As I, like, Britt, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping something comes out of it. Like, I don't think you're wrong. There's a celebration card here, and it's all white girls. So I'm hoping something comes out of it, right? This is interesting. 3 and 3. I hope something comes out of it. Why is this one in the reverse and this one's celebration and this one is lack of progress? I don't know. They feel extremely contradictory. Fire and water, extremely contradictory. So maybe, I hope, I don't know, because this could be like our expansionist card of like these people, how they are trying to be expansionists, and they're being doused by water. That could be what it is. I'm not exactly clear on this, because it really is in direct opposite of each other. Yeah, I try not to allow myself to get a total shutdown. That's why I'll listen to like Libby. You know, I still make sure I listen to her. Look at this, these 3s. This is the Empress now in the reverse. And you know, the Empress card is usually our red card. Our red country card. But that's in the upside down. I'm telling you, I think we're absolutely right about who visited Scotty. Because why did they walk red country visitors through the Capitol? Why did they take red country visitors through the Capitol recently? Through the place on the Capitol? What? There's something very interesting here. This Ace of Cups is that renewal thing. Spiritual renewal. Like I said, like I do think it helped. I would be very curious to know how many attended this weekend who are former MAGA or who are still Republican, but like Rhino Republicans. And I don't mean Republicans in name only. I mean real Republicans, not just in name only. But again, those Republicans allowed this to happen as well. This is talking about introspection. So I'm wondering who was there at that, how many people were there at this thing that have seen the light, who have exorcised that demon. I think that is one of the, I'm going to use the word that I just got. I think that's one of the jewels of what happened this weekend, is that these people might find a place, either with each other, you know, or other people. Because I do see, and this is the second time this came up in this way, the 10 of Swords in reverse, that there is a light at the end of. Y'all let me know if you can still hear me. Hopefully you can. But I am seeing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And these people were feeling very lonely and isolated. So either they found themselves or they found a way to fit back in with you. I don't know how it worked. Something happened. So I would say that's a jewel of what happened this weekend. But on a greater scale, what did it accomplish? Because I'm still waiting to see. This is good. It's showing recovery and hope. I'm still wondering, what's the point still? Like, that's the thing that these protests have yet to, okay. Okay. I mean, I don't think this is the point of, I don't know. Nobody ever says what the point is. Um, but I am seeing this walking away happening here, right? And it's the red MAGA walk away into the blue night, you know? So I am seeing that, and I am seeing both MAGA and Dems be on the outside struggling. So there's some camaraderie, I guess, being on the outside. I don't know. That's a good question. Show me what's going to be a result of this. What is the result of this past weekend? Because if you remember, I tried to read on it last week, and it was just so chaotic. It was just so chaotic. Okay, so I'm still seeing that. I'm seeing the energy of walking away, and I'm seeing the inner turmoil here. The inner turmoil. I'm getting the Chariot, Strength in the reverse, 7, 8. So there's growth and there's progression. However, it doesn't feel like that. Then there is the battle. Again, the internal conflict that's happening. But also, I guess, being ostracized because you're no longer fitting in with the cult. But there's still this stagnation and this inability to move on. What's really interesting is that these numbers are 5, 6, 7, 8 again, which we just had earlier. But both of these are progressions, 7 to 8 in the major arcana, but then it's 5 to 6. But again, both the things that should have been good are in reverse. So they're feeling some sort of direction, but they're feeling too weak to fully commit to it. But the energy is still saying that it's a walking away thing. Okay. So I think people are finding the strength to walk away. Yeah, it feels kind of like that, right? 1 step forward, 3 steps back. But I'm seeing, what's really interesting is on this half, I'm seeing that it is giving them the strength to walk away. But they're trying to figure out how to do it, is what that is. It'd be nice to know that there are coalitions, like, not coalitions, but like groups bonding or meeting to figure this out. But then over here, where we have the inner turmoil, we have the 5 of Wands, the fighting, and then we have the 6 of Cups in reverse here, the being stuck. There's that. So I'm sensing a very conflicted group of people here, especially here, because on this level is the King of Pentacles in reverse over here. And the 2, oh, okay, wait, I'm seeing something here. That stops. Okay, they are 1 step away from totally being done. This is why I say this. Okay, you got the King of Pentacles still, but then you get priorities are starting to shift and change. Then things are starting to look a little more foolish. Like, is the thing that I believe the more foolish thing, or is what's happening more foolish? Do I still believe in the radical left, or am I understanding that radical is not a bad word? So it feels like here is some new thought coming into play. Now we're having to make different choices. So that seems to be following this new thought. Okay, so what do I choose? Now, here's the thing. I think what's going to push them over the edge is another reckless thing. Could be the institution of the draft, like the absolute written down, solid institution of the draft. It could be that. And then that brings down the government, and then that's the death to it, and then here's a regrouping and celebration as they deal with the treason and the heartbreak before we get to some emotional maturity. So there's that part, right? And I think this is them, because here's our dishonesty card, about being dishonest about what is actually taking place. So that's that. On this side, the walking away, the growing in personal power, the understanding the deception. Here's some of the people acting reckless too. Feeling that emotional drain, but also finding camaraderie that helps them break away from the devil and helps them stand up. And then really taking a look at what's happening here. Some real introspection. And I think this works out for them as well, because over here was the King of Pentacles, over here is the Queen of Pentacles. And I think this is when we get to find out about the steal. We get to find out about the steal. Why am I saying that? Because we're looking at, again, the Queen of Pentacles, Pentacles being VOTESs or even documents. This could be more coming out from canon. Then we're dealing with the Magician. This is why I think this is more the VOTESs, because that's our star boy. Then we're getting into the steal, right? And they left evidence behind. They're aware, but they didn't have time to go get it. That's why they went and got those things. Because here is the reverse of the messaging. Nobody believing it anymore, and understanding who here is standing to benefit from these VOTESs, who has been benefiting from the VOTESs in the first place, and refusing to continue that, because here we go again with the secret meetings and not being able to withstand the burden anymore of what's happening, because things are now extremely out of balance as these secrets are coming out more and more. But again, here's that relief. So this came back up as well, which is followed, by the way, by introspection, which is also followed by a light at the end of the tunnel, and which is also followed by them breaking up with this group, the group of people who refuse to change. So what transpired as a result of this, I think it was more not for us as the people, but more for those other people who are straddling the fence, who are actually starting to walk it out. But they still need one more thing to commit, and I think that's going to happen. I do think we'll get that one more thing very, very soon. Very, very soon. So how soon is that one more thing going to come? How soon is the recklessness? And then we got to do shady really fast because I'm starting to lose sun. How soon will that be? How soon are we talking? Oh, hey, Suze. Ha! We're talking very soon. Not by water, but by what's happening. We're talking very soon. This is back. This is back. The Seven of Pentacles. The thing that's been cooking is back. That's the death. That's the upside down Hierophant. That's realizing there was no real victory. This is the Tower. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Lovers. This is the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the Star. It's going to happen. There's a lot in here. There are 3 major arcana in here. So there's the death. Like this begins the journey of walk away. This is 5. So this begins the journey of walk away. There's the government being upside down, no longer believing in the government. Again, realizing the victory was not a real one. It was a false one. Even if they say we won this war. No, we didn't. We lost people, you know. And the inevitable is going to happen regardless of what. We're just marching towards it. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that things are coming to bite them in the butt. Like it's I hate to say FAEFO now because it's been so whitewashed. I just won't say it anymore. Things are just coming to bite them in the butt. The Lovers is showing who belongs to whom, and the Mercenary Knight right behind it. Like, y'all did this for money. And Izzy. But at the same time, this also brings me some faith here, some hope here. But if you look at that, like, that's literally it. That's literally it, is that you're bound to being the Mercenary Knight for Izzy. Like, you did this for them, not for us. And there is 5 major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. Five major arcana in 7 cards? 8 cards. That's a big message. And it's coming out. Documents, you know, like they hacked Cash. I don't think Cash is all they've hacked. I don't think that's the only person they've hacked. No, it isn't. They also hacked Rubes. Rubes is hacked. That was so interesting. Okay, so show me, yes or no, no matter the orientation. Did they also hack Rubio? Hold on. Did they also? There's the High Priestess. It says maybe, though. Let me ask. Because these two say no. The Emperor says no. The Seven of Cups says no. But the Temperance is still a maybe card. All right. Let's go to Nyx real fast. Because we're losing so much light so fast. Oh, my God. I'm sorry for the rant, but I could feel it. I could feel it coming. I was like, oh, no. Stop. Change light. Change direction. I could feel it coming. I'm not pleased with America at all. That they think 4 protests, 4 parades. I can't call them protests. 4 parades are going to, like, if you watch this as a movie, since we're obsessed with movies, if you watch this as a movie, would you have been like, that's gonna show Darth Vader? That's how we beat Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were watching this as a movie, think about Twilight. The end of Twilight. Breaking Dawn. The end of Twilight. You get set up for the Volturi the whole time, right? The Volturi is coming. They don't like you changing people. Volturi. Oh my God, you had a baby. Volturi, they're coming, right? You get to the end of the book, and all they do, the white girl turned vampire, thinks, if I remember the ending correctly, like thinks and shows them the end. No, the pixie girl, my favorite one. I think she shows them the end. Like she touches them or shows them the end. And it was like, and then they go, okay. And then they just walk away. You're building up Volturi. And then when you finally meet the Volturi, like you're squaring off. And you just go, this is what will happen if you do it. Okay. And then they just turn around. There. Oh, yeah, Buffy. Oh my God, Buffy. Old school Buffy. But I'm just saying, that's what it was. Anticlimactically that. Like, oh my God, protest. That's not a protest. You know what happened in protest? 2020 in Germany, Brussels. They were tearing down King Leopold's statue because that was an oppression. In the Caribbean, they were taking down street signs because that was an oppression. In America, they were like, don't touch my Confederate flag. Why are we praising Confederacy in the United States? Yes, like everywhere across the world, they were protesting in 2020. It wasn't just a racial protest. It was a protest of oppression. George Floyd just was the kickoff. And we go, I gotta go to Target and get my markers and my posters. You're going to Target to get your markers and posters. What? You can't even protest through your dollars. Yes, girl. I'm gonna go to Michael's. No, which is the bad one? Hobby Lobby, I think, right? America owns a brand of that nobody else has, and it's crazy. All right, I think you guys can see me. Nyx, are we cool? Am I done ranting? I hope so, because I don't want it to come out. I don't want to rant, because it's like preaching to the choir. You guys are who you are. You know everything. Like you're growing, you're changing, or you've always been, and you're just getting more you know. So that's not even like it's not the right people to be saying this to me. At least that's what how I feel. Like you're not the right person to be saying this to. But anyway, the people who I need to say it to, they won't hear me. All right. Hey, Nix. I'm cool now. Are we ready to get going? Are we ready to have a political conversation really quickly? We got like maybe 5 minutes, but okay, that's a yes. Okay, sorry about that. Show me a no, please. Okay, that's a no. Hopefully you see that my hand, even though it's doing like this little wiggle, because I'm alive, I'm a person, I have blood that beats through my arm, I couldn't have changed that like that. Right, Nicole? No one will hear our rants. I mean, I don't mean to. It's just... Let's just say I'm very disappointed in America. Very, very, very disappointed in America. This just ain't the place I thought it was. But I've been that way since 2012 with Trayvon Martin. This ain't the place I thought it was. I'll never forget being in Spain, experiencing racism for the first time, and being like, at least it's not in my house. Oh, young, naive girl. Young, naive girl. Little do you know, 7 years later, we're going to elect our first black president, and it's on since then. It's been so sad. So sad. So disillusioned. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are just not going through it. I get it. I've had 14 years now of this disillusionment. Oh, let's hurry this up. Okay. I had dishes to wash. I will have to figure that out. I don't like washing in the house because with my injuries to my back, I can't be over the sink. So I like to sit outside, but baby, what I'm not gonna do, because I saw one of the bobber and weavers. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it makes me very sad. Where's your husband from? Your Lib? Yeah, it's not the same, but you're one of those who does the work, and that's commendable. Like, you know, you're not shying away from the hard conversation. That is so important. Oh, Pakistan. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I had a student from Pakistan. They were trying to force her to marry her. She ended up killing herself. Oh my God, it was horrible. Her dad was one of those hard-ass people. Her mom was like, no, she can, whatever. She got depressed and ended up killing herself. The squishy mat to help the knees. Oh, I saw that. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. What am I doing? Oh, let's talk about Shady. Hold on. I know people are new here. I don't have time to go through baseline questions with you guys. I'm really losing the sun really fast, so we're gonna go. All right. Woo! Look, Nix is like, let's get it, girl. Now, you see the wind's trying to take him this way. So the fact that he's still forcing himself forward for the yes tells you we're here, we're locked in. Who is Nix? Nix is Nix is one of my guides, and we communicate through the pendulum, but not always. Sometimes he interrupts and delivers a message without the pendulum. We're new to each other as I'm learning all my guides. All right, so here we go. Can we talk about Shady, please? There's the yes. You saw the wind try to whip it into a different direction, but it's still going yes. All right. Yes, let's get it. All right. Earlier we had this really interesting reading on Shady. It's incomplete, so I'm going to have to come back tomorrow about it. It's definitely incomplete because Shady, woo. And then if you saw Fefe's reading on that, I was like, girl, you're so close to what I got. Okay. So Is okay. I don't know what question I'm trying to ask. Um, is Ira, you know who I'm talking about, that country over there, are they going to help Shady with his handler problem? I think that's where I wanted to go. Um, well, let's start with a basic one. Okay. Did Ira really call for Shady? Did Ira really call to talk to Shady and only Shady? That's a yes. Okay. Does Ira, whatever, does that country over there know that the Orange Menace is not alive? Does Ira know that the Orange Menace is not alive? Child, yes they do. That was stronger, right? That was stronger. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is that why Ira is trolling us with AI? Hold on. Is that why Ira is trolling us with AI? That's why they're using AI. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. That makes so much damn sense. I wish they would too, but they're in negotiations. You know what I mean? They're in negotiations. So is that why they're trying to speak to only Shady? Is that one of the main reasons they're trying to speak to only Shady? All right, that's a yes too. So let me get a question that I know is a no, so that y'all can see that there are not only yes questions. Um, is Ira interested in taking over the U.S.? Let me change that. I know that's a no question. I don't know that. But let's see. Is Ira interested in taking over the U.S.? That's actually a no, though. That's a no. That's good to know. Okay. Did they hit Saudi for more than U.S. proximity situations? Did they hit the Saudis for more than just U.S.? Hold on, let me move my hand. Yeah, that was such a fast no. Did they hit the U.S.? And I'm sorry, did they hit Saudi for more reasons than just the U.S. connection? Okay, that's not clear. Okay. Let me backtrack real quick to ask a different question, and then we'll come back to this one so that we can lead up to it. They're not scary for me necessarily. Like, if you look at them, Susie, they're saying, like, we understand it's not y'all, the people. You know, because they show the little white girls from Epstein Island. They show the indigenous people. They show, you know, the black people. They're showing, like, American people going, I know it's not you. You know what I mean? And they're taking out specifically T-Rump and oh, I gotta get out of here soon. These bobbers and weavers are here. They're taking out T-Rump and Nettie Pooh specifically. And yeah, it's very educational because I didn't even know about the lady with the bulldozer. Oh my God, that guy just landed on my eyebrow. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do the bell today either. Y'all, he landed on my eyebrow. I do not want to be itchy there. Yo, okay. They have found me. We're gonna have to finish this inside. I gotta go. This guy is persistent. I see him now. You know, you're not supposed to see your predator, but how is he my predator? Little guy. I gotta go though. I gotta go. I'm sorry, you guys. I love you so much. I gotta go. Y'all know I can't do these things. Woo! This is the ADHD part of me. I can't do that. Ooh, no. No. See? My mouth. I gotta go. Bye, y'all. Oh, he's running me in the house. Gotta go.